Do you think diplomacy is nothing more than handshakes, smiles, and joint statements? On December 4th, 2025, inside the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, an 80-second behind-the-scenes video shot by the French delegation unexpectedly leaked. In the footage, Xi Jinping repeatedly asked protocol staff to confirm the timing of the ceremonial cannon fire, gestures to shoo away a security aide who crouches down to fix his shoes, and Peng Liyuan quietly complains that her dress is too hot. Every movement is captured. Every detail feels like a code, hinting at tension and anxiety beneath the surface. The official communiqué simply stated Xi Jinping meets French President Emmanuel Macron. But the real footage tells us the micrologic of power is everywhere. From the shoe polishing to the shooing gesture, from whispered complaints to tightened facial expressions, everything mirrors hierarchy. It makes us wonder, behind the glamorous ritual, what secrets are being hidden? Don't miss the next drop. Subscribe and hit the bell. Frame by frame breakdown. The truth behind the scene. Before the ceremony officially begins, the honor guard lines both sides of the red carpet in the North Hall of the Great Hall of the People. The air is filled with ritualistic solemnity and tension. Xi Jinping, dressed in a dark Zhongshan suit, and Peng Liyuan, in a red qipao, stand in position early, waiting for Macron and his wife to arrive. The French presidential camera crew films from the rear side angle, footage originally intended for internal archiving, but accidentally leaked on X, Twitter, and YouTube. 0 seconds. Xi and Peng stand upright. Several protocol staff behind them bow their heads, waiting for cues. 28 seconds. The camera shifts slightly, capturing the preparatory signal that Macron is about to enter. 38 seconds. The key moment appears. A middle-aged male staff member, likely from the Central Security Bureau, steps quickly forward from behind Xi. With practiced ease, he crouches down, right hand reaching toward Xi's right ankle, left hand stabilizing himself, apparently checking shoelaces, adjusting pant cuffs, or even wiping dust off the leather shoe. His posture is deferential, precise, like a programmed instrument executing a preset protocol. Xi reacts almost simultaneously. He slightly turns his head, pats the man on the shoulder, and makes a step back, hand gesture. The audio isn't captured, but lip reading shows him whispering no need. The gesture is not casual. It is stiff, dismissive. The staffer rises and withdraws immediately, movements swift and standardized, as though returning to position in a choreographed ritual. The entire process lasts less than 5 seconds, yet reveals the entrenched mechanism of power. The intervention is not accidental, but a preventative protocol. 45 seconds. On the right side of the frame, Peng Liyuan tugs lightly at her dress. In the indoor winter environment, she wears a tight, elegant red gown and quietly complains to a female assistant. This dress is too tight, so hot. Seconds later, she adjusts her smile and posture, returning instantly to ceremonial composure. When the video of a servant polishing Xi's shoes surfaced, overseas social media exploded. YouTube views surpassed 5 million within hours, and X buzzed with debate. Users labeled it with terms like revival of servant culture, power anxiety, over-ritualization, interpreting each micro-movement as a political symbol. Domestic platforms quickly restricted the topic. Searches on Weibo and Bilibili returned almost nothing, though cloud backups and overseas reposts continued to circulate quietly. Diplomatic analysts noted that the 80-second video shifted public attention from Sino-French economic cooperation to political ritual and cultural contrast. French media framed it as a miniature of Sino-European cultural friction, Beijing's hyper-ritualized power display versus the West's casualized diplomacy. A single motion about shoelaces can provoke international debate. Micromirror of the power ecosystem. Why did a seemingly trivial moment trigger such a reaction? Because it reveals the inner logic of CCP hierarchy. Institutions like the Central Security Bureau exist to maintain a zero-error visual presentation of top leaders. Every potential flaw, even a loose shoelace, must be pre-eliminated. Analysts noted that the workers' actions were reflexive, activated automatically, without instruction. Psychologists say this reflects a collective unconscious. In CCP political culture, leaders must maintain a visually elevated presence. Even bending over slightly risks being interpreted as diminished authority. By contrast, Western leaders often behave casually. Biden, Trump, Abe Shinzo, even Macron can adjust clothing, joke, or improvise in public. When Abe visited China, he left a handwritten Chinese note, "Thank you," for cleaning staff. No guards, no ceremony. The gesture signified respect and psychological ease. In the video, she appears tense, eyes blinking, repeatedly asking about ceremonial timing, monitoring staff movements, every detail reflected in his expression. Observers interpreted this as microbehavior of power-driven anxiety, a confident exterior masking hypervigilance. Historical footage. What happened to that aide? Such shoelace incidents are not new. They form a hidden thread through CCP power culture. 2014, she visits India. Aide feign kneels to Tai Chi Shu. India media called it emperor and servant, sparking ridicule. Yu was later reassigned. Analysts believe not because the act was wrong, but because the image was dangerous. 2016, U.S. media reported Xi shoes featured decorative laces, not functional. If true, shoelace handling becomes symbolic, subordinates bowing to display loyalty, the leader rejecting to appear humble. 2017, Beijing event. A guard bent to adjust Xi's pant cuff, pistol visible on his waist. Photos leaked. Overseas users mocked him as an armed eunuch. From 2014 kneeling to 2025 shoeing, there is surface progress. No kneeling, no passive acceptance. Yet the forbidden act of bowing beneath authority remains deeply entrenched. Psychologists attribute this to visual compulsion and zero-tolerance culture. Any imperfection can morph into political risk. Power struggle and internal pressure. Beyond ceremonial detail, power struggle looms in the background. Observers note growing pressure on Xi from factional elders. In this meeting, he repeatedly checks canon timing, shoos staff away, movements rigid and deliberate, prompting speculation. Is he under subtle constraint, even surveillance? Early 2025 reports mention frequent turnover of Xi's personal security, fueling speculation about internal struggle. This leaked footage captures those micropsychological traces. A leader projecting command outward while internally performing vigilance. China, France bodyguard clash, where power meets security. One day later, December 5th, during Macron's visit to Chengdu, a 45-second leaked video captured a brief confrontation between Chinese and French security. Macron, seeing enthusiastic students at Sichuan University, abruptly veered toward them, shaking hands, hugging a student. French guards rushed to pull him back. He laughed. "Let me go. Just a moment." Chinese plainclothes agents quickly blocked the gap. A French guard shouted, "Back off," pushing an arm aside. A 5-second scuffle ensued before staff separated them. Macron's reaction, surprise, curiosity, slight anxiety, reflected a clash of diplomatic worlds. He was used to demonstrations and protests, not worshipful crowds and hyper-control protocol. Power, anxiety, and human nature. This behind-the-scenes footage contains far more than an official communiqué. It reveals the micro-logic of CCP power. The system must pre-handle every detail for its top leader, even a shoelace. What is truly stressful is not the shoelace, but the fact that if the leader bends down, the entire system perceives political danger. What do you think? Does the system make the leader anxious, or does the political structure produce anxiety as its natural outcome? In a highly ritualized, high-pressure environment, even the smallest gesture becomes symbolic. This power anxiety, the defining characteristic of CCP diplomacy? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to discuss.